Welcome back to another episode of the Chick and the Duck podcast with myself, Rye, and my brother, Micah. And today, if you are listening to this, there's already an episode out with our buddy Tanner, where we do the typical thing. We talked hot takes, we talked our favorite movies of the last decade, did some cultural moments, things of that nature. And this is a bonus with just Mike and I, where we're doing the movie of the week. And we have five movies of the week, I guess. So today we're going to be talking about The Creator and then all four of the Wes Anderson short films on Netflix. So, what do you want to start with, Micah?
I want to start with Wes Anderson.
Okay. And you want to just go in order of when they were released?
Sure, yeah.
All right. So the first, if you don't know, Wes Anderson released four short films on Netflix, and the first one is the longest. It's called The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar, and it's a rich man learns about a guru who can see without using his eyes. He sets out to master the skill in order to cheat at gambling. What'd you think?
I thought this was one of the two best. And I'm not sure which one was the best, but this is one of the two options for the best of the four.
Yes,
Um,
without a doubt.
Not just because of the length, obviously it's the longest one, but this was the first one I watched. I watched them in order that they released,
Mm-hmm.
but um, it was very interesting,
Yeah.
super captivating.
Yes.
Um, and the style of all of them was awesome.
It's
Like
so good.
the whole like that it's a play style, like with the moving backgrounds and different things was
It's such a.
awesome.
I heard someone say this where it's like a. Oh, what's the right? He used a word to describe it. It's a masterful meditation on the art of narration, which
Yeah,
I think is so the narrating aspect of all of it's just awesome.
yeah.
Some people hate it, and I'm like, this is good.
Nah, it was good.
Obviously, this is less narration than the other three, but
Yeah,
still,
there
dude,
still is quite a bit,
moving like the sets and like all the walls, oh, it's so cool.
especially the moments where they were like moving the set around, and it wasn't just like it was moving, but it was like it was moving, and then he was also moving at the same time, and then multiple layers of the set he was moving through to give it like depth, and it was
Yeah.
like there was a lot of stuff like that that was super interesting and cool.
Also, Ray Fiennes as Roald Dahl is so good.
Hmm.
Like it just cuts to him and he's like talking about it, and it cuts back. Like that's just so clever.
Yep.
Um, I also can't think of a better person to create these stories than Wes Anderson.
Hmm.
Like it's like a match made in heaven. Like it's so
It
good.
really is.
It's
Yeah.
so good. Benedict Cumberbatch, dude. Why has
He
he not
killed.
been in anything else by him? Like he's
I don't
so.
know. He fits really well into the Wes Anderson style.
So does Dev Patel, who's in like basically all these.
Yes.
Um, yeah, it was really. I mean, visually, it's just like so such a delight to like look at. Um, this the story obviously is great, but it's obviously like pre-written.
Yes.
Cast so good. Like I just loved all of it. It's so fun, such a fun movie.
Yep.
The next one is The Swan.
Yeah.
Two large, ignorant bullies ruthlessly pursue a small, brilliant boy. Um, this is another one that's up there. Like, there's a really realistically, there's only one that I think is like okay to good.
There was one that I was like this obviously, and it's the same one.
Yeah,
We're thinking the
obviously.
same one, but um, that one I was like I didn't really particularly enjoy it, and it just wasn't really.
Like I enjoyed
It
aspects,
was
but
more just like wild, like it was like just kind of like crazy the concept,
yeah,
and he really played into it, but it just wasn't as interesting as the other ones, but
this one was. Um, very much like it was good, very good. And I think the one that we think is almost as good as Henry Sugar is the same. If it's not this one, unless you think it's this
No, it's not this one. No.
but I felt like a personal connection to this one because it was about bullies and like a
Yeah.
resilience and kind of a willpower to like overcome these type of things. And obviously, I dealt with that in 8th grade, so there was kind of
Mhm.
like a connection. This is the darkest thing he's ever done,
Yeah.
and I mean, Astro City was relatively dark ish. Obviously, it was full
Ish.
of a
Yeah.
lot of hope still, but this was dark stuff.
Yeah.
Um, and this was so like obviously narrations a lot, but
Yeah. There's not really gonna be much to talk about beyond because they're all pretty similar.
the other some
So
have different aspects
like obviously the first one we talk about is gonna have the majority of things to talk about because
for sure.
you're gonna cover a lot of the other aspects of every other one
Yeah,
because they're so similar.
it's
So
production
then
design.
the
It's
last three are gonna be a lot less to talk about.
yeah,
But
it's
yeah,
cut the colors of these.
it
Um,
was good. Yeah, it was a good one.
I
I would
like
put it in third.
the yeah. I would probably agree.
Yeah.
Then the rat catcher, which is an English village. A reporter and a mechanic listen to a rat catcher explain his clever plan to outwit his prey. Um, this was bizarre. Um,
Yeah, it was weird. Um, the ending was redeeming.
yeah.
The last 5 minutes, the first 10 minutes, honestly, I probably would have rated this like a 2 star. It was just not interesting at all.
What did
But
you rate it?
this one 3.5 maybe.
I can look. Yeah, 3.5. What'd you rate the first one?
Uh,
4.5.
4.5,
And then the Swan you rated 4. Yeah, so right now
4.
we have all the same scores. Um, I like the absurdity of this one of the
That's what I'm
record.
saying. Once it got to like the absurdity of like him being like basically being a rat, which he was like hinting at the whole time, but like when he actually had the teeth and they like ate the rat and like all this different, it was like
hmm
that was funny, and that was a lot more interesting. And I like that part of it a lot more than the first 10 minutes.
It was very much like it wasn't as like thematically kind of like obviously there's themes clearly, but like the other ones are more emotional and like you know there's like weight to them. It feels like this was just like this guy's a rat catcher, but he's a rat, and this is crazy.
Yes, pretty much.
But I will say, like Ray Fiennes was awesome. Like
He was.
he was so good.
He
Um,
was.
what's funny, you won't get this because you haven't seen Harry Potter, but there's a character that turns into a rat in Harry Potter named Peter Pettigrew, and someone was like, Ray Fiennes is in his Peter Pettigrew era, and I thought that was hilarious. But no, I mean, it's not bad by any means. I mean, I don't think Wes Anderson's made anything bad, but
Yeah.
um,
And then the last one, poison.
poison. When a poisonous snake slithers onto an Englishman's stomach in India, his associate and doctor race to save him. This is
Yeah,
great.
this one was awesome.
This is
Like
so
this
good.
one might be. This is the one that I was like, this might be better than the
It
Henry
might
Sugar one.
might be. Yeah, it's
It
close for
was
me.
so captivating.
Oh, dude, the camera work in this one was crazy. When it went like back and forth, like and then oh my gosh, I was like, whoa, this is like whoa.
Yes, and the moving, like the set design was the best out of all of them.
Yeah.
It being the confined area, but like they moved the way the set was like built. They like moved around in a lot of different ways. It was not, despite it being like a 2D space,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like, because obviously the main thing is like it was made in a theater style, like all these different shorts
Mm-hmm.
were made to look like you're watching a play.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it he made it. He had a lot of unique ways to make it 3D and like them moving around and made it
Mm-hmm.
feel like a physical 3D space, um, which was super well done. And yeah, I mean the constant narration, speed of the narration,
Dev
because
Patel
it
was so
has it
good.
because it was like an urgent theme. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like
He's like talking
it
really
le-
fast.
it lended itself to be more interesting because it was an urgent story. So they talked fast and they moved fast, and it made it a lot more captivating. But it was awesome, like so
Benedict
good.
Cumberbatch was so good, and laying in bed,
Well, just laying there.
and he like for a while he like barely talked. He was like, I was talking like this, like he was trying not to move, you know.
Yes.
And like Dev Patel would be like, he'd be saying something, and I said to them, blah blah blah, and he'd say it really fast, and he turned back. Like it was so cool. I loved it.
Yes.
And the
Yes.
ending I thought was really cool because he's like, I didn't save him. I was like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. He's like, I didn't save him. What do you mean? I
He
didn't.
was
There was
fine.
no.
There
There
was
was
no
no
snake.
take.
I didn't save him.
And
He
it
was
was
like,
also the way they did it when he jumped up and was like freaking out, and then he was like, "You were dreaming." They actually made him like all this bright colors and everything. They made it look like cliche, like menacing villain. Like it had the upward angle, towering over, and he had
mm-hmm,
like the crazy eyes, and he was like, "You think I would lie?" Like
mm,
it was, dude.
right.
Everything was done so well.
Yeah, it was Ben Kingsley was great as this doctor. You don't get a lot of Ray Fiennes in this one as Roald Dahl, but the one part I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember being like, that was a great, it was
Yeah.
like 5 seconds he was in that thing, and it was just to
Hmm.
say one thing, and yeah, it
Yep.
was really really good. I mean, I really really liked it. Uh, yeah, someone said everybody gangsta until Wes Anderson pulls out the shaky cam. And I was like, yeah, that's true. Like, oh, it was cool. It was so intense compared. I mean, the Swan was kind of that way, but yeah, it was just great. I really liked it.
Yep.
Um,
Agreed.
uh, I just miss waking up and watching a Wes Anderson movie every day. Like that was so good. It was like, but um,
Yeah.
yeah. So we gave Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar 4.5, The Swan 4, The Ratcatcher 3.5, and then Poison 4.5.
Yeah. It could be five.
It could be. I'm not gonna
I
put a
haven't
5.
decided.
I'm not going to because it has to be like a short story has to be like the Ice Merchant, like that. I don't know. It's very good. It's
I think
very
it could be a low
close.
five still.
I am putting it in my like 2023 ranking though, and it's like
I'm putting in my 2023, and I only put Henry Sugar in my movies to watch because it's an hour. So it's like I was okay with that.
yeah for sure.
I was like, it's long enough to like say you
Right.
should probably watch it,
Yeah,
you know.
it is really good.
But the other
Um,
one's 17 minutes. It's like I don't really consider it like as something that you're like really watching,
I think everyone
you know.
should watch it because like
Yeah, but I just like it's just a short film, so it's like
I would love to show mom a Wes Anderson movie just for the reaction purely.
I think she would like Poison. Like I think they would like that one. That'd be the most easily received
Well, I was
in
like, I
history.
think they would watch Fantastic Mr. Fox,
Oh, like a full feature length.
full feature length.
Yeah, I think they would like Fantastic Mr.
I think
Fox.
there's potential for them to like Grand Budapest, but I think they would hate Asteroid City.
Grand Budapest, they would like it
It's funny.
until there's naked old ladies.
Oh, that's true. I forget about that. But Wes is the dude. I love the fact that like whatever 5 months ago we're becoming Wes Andersonians or whatever, and like it's actually true like how much we like him,
Hmm.
and like not a lot of people like actually love Wes Anderson, which is just weird to me. But
That is weird to me.
it is funny how much of his style is just color grading.
It really is. It's just
Like obviously the camera
obviously,
work
it's also obviously set design. He makes the sets
and they're
uh,
great.
lend themselves to color grading. So
Yeah. No, it's great. So
color design is the biggest part of
yes. So
his repertoire. And the creator.
I will say is not getting the best buzz critically.
No, it's in my it's very controversial. I'd say it's very split.
Yeah. People don't dislike it. They think it's in
No, no one
general people
dislikes
think it's
it,
fun, like and cool.
but some people say that it is, yeah, that it's just cool looking. Some
Yeah.
people say that it's literally just cool looking, and that is like the only redeeming thing. And so it's like average.
Yeah. But this
Curious
is
what you think.
Gareth Edwards. He's the guy who made Rogue One. The It's starring John David Washington, Gemma Chan is in it, and then the little girl is Madeline Una Voiles. But amid a future war between the human race and the forces of artificial intelligence, Joshua Hardened, ex Special Forces agent grieving the disappearance of his wife, is recruited to hunt down and kill the creator, the elusive architect of advanced AI, who has developed a mysterious weapon with the power to end the war and mankind itself. Um, yeah, where do you want to start? Do you want to start with your score?
I don't know if I have a score yet, so probably not.
Okay.
I want
Well,
to watch it again. Let me
so
just
do
tell you that.
I do.
I actually want to watch it again.
Yeah.
So that will tell you a bit of my opinion on it. Just right off the bat, I don't agree with what a lot of people say.
I don't either.
I really don't think that the script was that bad. I don't think it
No,
was the best thing I've ever
it
made, but
wasn't.
I really don't think it affected my movie experience in the slightest.
It was not Oppenheimer. It was not like 12 Angry Men. It wasn't Asteroid City. Like those scripts, in my opinion, are like, top tier this year. Like those are good. Okay. Um, it wasn't that. But like it was not unbearable. It wasn't the best part of the movie, which is a big part for me, which I don't think it'll hit 5 stars. Maybe if I rewatch it. But like it's not like, and people like hate John David Washington.
Yeah,
He's
why?
great in Tenet and he's really good in
He's
this.
really freaking good in this
He
movie.
wasn't corny. Like people always like, I just don't believe it. Like, what don't you believe? He was great.
The acting was awesome. Like the acting performances were great. It was so immersive,
Yeah.
and
Gemma
I
Chan
did.
was great. Like the one guy,
I thoroughly enjoyed this movie, start to finish.
I yeah, I really liked it. Like I don't like
Like
I feel like such a minority talking
I
like
know, me too. Because, but for me, I mean, for me, dude, I'm happy to be a minority because this movie fulfilled my expectations. I actually loved it. I am. This is gonna be a movie I watch all the time.
it's because cause it's a take on AI. Okay, I mean they made AI movies, they made sci-fi movies, end of the world movies. It's so different because when you empathize with the AI, which
Yeah, that it's
is
totally and it's not pro AI. The focal point of the movie is not AI. It's just the vessel for which they like used to basically talk about how terrible humanity is.
it's
The
it's
whole thing was
about
talking about how any species, even the things that we create that are not even real humans, are more human than us. They have more compassion, more heart, everything that we just suck.
because we are evil
Yeah, so
inherently.
evil. Yes.
Because there's a quote in the movie, obviously spoilers by the way. There's a quote in the movie. He's like, did you know why the nuke went off in LA? It was a coding error. That was human error. I was like, oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
exactly.
Not
He's like, we would never do that. That was human error. It wasn't even our fault, and they blamed us.
Granted, I don't think we'll ever, I mean, maybe someday we'll get to the point where this is a thing, like the reality where AI has like emotions and things like that. But regardless, like it made you feel for the AI. The whole talk about being a good person in heaven paired with how
Oh
bad they
my
are was so good.
Oh my gosh, dude, it is one of the best lines in a movie I've heard in such a long time.
Oh,
Was the I guess you and I are the same because you're not good and I'm not a person.
that's why they don't go to heaven.
And I was like, and then she leaned her head on him. I was like,
It's
oh my
so
gosh.
good.
I was like, this is right. That writing in that scene is so good.
Yeah, like, and the fact, like, obviously it's not a Christian movie, but I saw it with Brighton, and Brighton thought it sucked.
I know I
Uh,
saw that and I was like, I don't get it.
and like I tried to tell him, I was like, he's like, what did you like? And I was like, well, they kept talking about heaven and the fact that the humans are bad and it's an evil war and being a good person, like the spiritual connection. Obviously, it's not a Christian movie, but I've talked about this a million times that because God, Jesus, is sovereign over all, he clearly speaks through, like, he's like, I felt like, I was like, this is so interesting. It's taking this idea of AI and being like, oh, humans were responsible. Therefore, it's talking about the human depravity of
Mhm.
us and what it means to get into heaven, right? Obviously, and we don't have to be good. Someone was good for us. The whole thing, but that whole conversation and that whole theme throughout the
Well, and the
movie.
overall theme of it, like at the end, spoilers, but jumping to the end of the movie was so heartbreaking when he was like, "Don't worry, I'm going to heaven, and it's because of you."
Yeah, it's
I was like,
not to make the.
I could have actually cried right there, dude.
I almost did.
Yeah, multiple the scenes with her and him. There was like three, I think. I don't remember the third one, but like we talked about two of them. But I think there was three total that I almost cried.
Yeah. Um. There's like just the fact that like um. What is his name's Joshua for one.
Yeah.
Another, and she's I like a messiah figure. Like
Mhm.
like I'm not trying to compare an AI robot to Jesus. Like Jesus, I love
Well,
you. Okay,
well,
right?
yes, obviously
But
not in
she's
that way.
she's a messianic figure to these AI robots, and for
Yeah,
him to
she
be
did
like, I get to go to heaven now because of something
because of
you
because of
did.
something you did.
It's not like he didn't do it because he's not good enough, but it's because what she did. Like that is a biblical concept.
Theme. Yes.
We don't get into heaven because of what we do. We get into heaven because of the Messiah that we
Yes.
follow.
Yes.
Like that is clearly not.
And so it's like
It's an
that
intentional
is
movie thing, but it's not an intentional Jesus. Like the director's
yeah.
not thinking about that. But I love
I
that.
mean, potentially no.
I mean,
And you
yeah, yeah,
don't
yeah.
actually you won't know, but yes,
I would ask him.
it is a safe bet to say that he probably wasn't,
Yeah,
but it is still possible. But yeah, I mean, the writing hit for me. Like it,
it emotionally hits. There's some things that were like, yeah, it's fine, but
yeah. I mean, there was a few things. The only real thing that I noticed while I was watching the movie was I was like, was the only thing was like I knew that she was Namada the whole time. I was like, that's very obvious that she's gonna be Namada.
right.
Um, what's her face? Joshua, whatever.
Jimmy
His
Chan.
yeah, his
Was it Nirmata?
Nirmata,
Yeah, Nirmata.
which is the AI's
The
god
creator.
figure, the creator.
Yeah.
Um, and then obviously the child, but
Mm-hmm.
um,
And this little girl was 7 years old when they filmed this movie.
and yeah, that's what that
Amazing.
shocked me. She was so good.
Oh, like one of the best parts of the entire movie. Like
Mhm.
just because apparently I watched a behind the scenes video where the director was talking about John David Washington and was like, "Yeah, I told him be best friends with this little girl. Like, I want her to trust you like a brother." And like you see the
Well,
behind this.
it was like a father figure,
Yeah,
which was perfect too. And then the whole fitting
because
that in, like the entire time, they it felt like from like when they first met, like when they first, not when they first met, but like right after when they re met up outside, like 5 minutes after they met for the first time.
mm-hmm.
The whole time it was like a father daughter figure, and so then making it so that she's really technically his, like she was made from scan of an embryo of his
His
actual
child.
child's embryo. So it's like actually his child
Did you
in a
know?
sense.
Do you know what the original name of this movie was gonna be?
No.
I when I tell you this, like the guy changed it because he didn't want people to think it was a romance movie. Um, but the original name was gonna be True Love, which is so good.
That is perfect.
Because if you think about the movie, that's what it like. It's partially about true love
It
between.
is about true love, and it's I mean, and the whole it is a definitely it's a like we just said, it's a commentary on the like on the fact that these fake beings feel more
Human.
true love and have more humanity than we do.
Yeah, it's.
So it's
It,
crazy.
do you know what's crazy? We have not mentioned probably arguably I mean, the themes are I think the best part of this movie, but arguably the best part of this movie is the visuals. We haven't even
Oh my
talked about
gosh,
it.
like the coolest looking things ever. And yeah,
So cool.
so if you want to know if this movie is good or not, if you think you align your opinions to us and you want to know if you think you'd like this movie, we haven't even talked about the best part of the movie, and we've been talking for how long about how good all these different aspects of the movie are.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because
after so my opinion on it, you said you might make it a 5 star after watching it again.
yes.
My opinion right now is it is a 5 star movie for me, and the only way it wouldn't be is if I rewatched it and was like, that actually wasn't that good.
Right.
Because initially I could not find anything or think of anything or noticed anything while I was watching it that I was like, wow, that was bad or that was weird or that didn't work.
Yeah,
Anything.
I
I was
noticed.
so immersed and in awe of the movie.
Yeah. Sorry, Brighton's texting me 17 times. No, I agree though. Like they, the fact that he won, obviously visually, it's crazy. Like, and the fact he used a $4,000 camera, I could buy it on Amazon right now for 4 grand.
Mm-hmm.
That blows my mind. Um, and also budget sub 100 million.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
This
what do
is
we?
such a shot at big budget movies. Like
Such a shot.
because it's like it is exposes big budget movies so much for making bad quality
Like,
movies.
Secret Invasion had a $240 million budget, and the CGI in that and the visuals in that sucked.
Exactly. So it's like your money is not the issue. You just lack passion.
Yeah, I don't know what, like how. Yeah, well, it's true because Guardians was great.
Exactly. It's honestly a lot of it is that the reason why
Directors.
big budget movies aren't good is because they don't the people that are working on them are passionate about money, not what they're making.
Yeah, and
They're
that's
passionate
not a
about
shot. That's clearly
what
not
they've
a
made.
shot at the artists. Also,
Yeah, correct. It's not their fault.
it's
They're
the people in
because
charge.
the artists might have passion for what they're making and still they're gonna have their hands tied in different ways. They're gonna have deadlines for things. They're gonna have a supervisor telling them to not spend more time on something that they think maybe they should spend more time on
Uh-huh.
and focus on and think that is integral to um the final product. And so they just don't get that kind of creative liberty.
Right.
But when you have a whole group of people that are so passionate about making something actually beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
how does it turn out? It turns out like this in less than $100 million.
Literally 80 million. That's crazy. Like, I mean, Oppenheimer obviously was like sub 100 as well. It was right around 100, but
Exactly. Which obviously adds less to spend
like my
on.
top 5 movies, top 6 movies of the year, only one of them is like has like a decent budget, and it was Guardians.
Yeah,
But Guardians look great, so I don't care.
exactly.
Um,
But
the
yeah,
world, the
I
world
loved
building
it.
was so good.
The world building was great.
What did Dad think?
He liked it.
Yeah,
Um,
he likes sci-fi too. So
he does like sci-fi. He enjoyed it. He didn't really talk too much about it.
that makes sense.
Um, he was trying to think, and we were talking about. He brought up like, of course, but he brought up like political agendas
Hmm.
or whatever. And so we started talking about that because I didn't see political agenda in the sense that we've seen in blockbuster and hyped movies
Yeah, I agree. I didn't
recently
see
that
any of
people are sick of.
it.
It wasn't in there. There was political themes, but the political themes, interesting enough, I mean, the new Asians were seen as the good guys and the US government.
Government.
So it was really humanity and AI versus US government. So really the
Mm-hmm.
bad guy, it was very anti not even just government, but anti US government.
Yeah.
Like it was talking about like how and they depicted us as stupid, violent, ignorant,
Mm-hmm.
selfish, greedy Americans
Mm-hmm.
in the form of a government that oversteps their bounds. I mean,
Yeah.
they got this giant spacecraft going over
The entire
foreign
world.
foreign lands, nuking places. Like, I mean, and so in my opinion, the political themes were valid,
Yeah, they were fine. I didn't mind it at all.
and they were not in your face. If you look at them, they're definitely there, but that's you can't make a movie about the world without it. I mean, politics are in the world, so
Yeah, no, I agree. Like
And it was very refreshing also to have a sci-fi movie be not space oriented.
It felt like Arrival.
Yeah,
It felt like that. Not
like
it's
we
there.
didn't have to go somewhere to be interesting to make the world look awesome and make it look fun and cool
Mhm.
and like they definitely did a good job of recognizing.
There were so many just original ideas that were so interesting, like the whole like memory thing, how you took it out of the person, you scanned them, and you put it into AI. Like that was
And it will
interesting.
remember it, and
Yeah.
the longer they're dead, the more obviously your memory fades.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that was it. There's a lot of interesting little details and things.
Yeah, it was really good. I really liked it.
Yeah, I don't know if dad, one of us, either me or dad's going to see it again with mom.
Oh, really? Well,
So
hopefully.
I hope it's me because I really want to see it again.
I'll probably go see it this week again. I'm guessing.
Yeah,
One, because there's absolutely nothing coming out.
yeah,
Um, but no, I mean,
yeah.
it looks great. Like it visually looks amazing. It's the acting is so good. The fact a 7-year-old little girl should be nominated for best supporting actress. Like,
Hands down.
because who's in the running? Emily Blunt,
Yeah,
America Ferrera for Barbie, maybe. But then like Rachel McAdams
yeah.
for Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. I know you haven't seen two of those, but like they're good. But this little girl was just incredible
She killed it, dude.
because she was better than John David Washington, and I think he was
Mhm.
good.
I think he was great too. It was hilarious also seeing which I don't even think dad knew this, which is funny, but Sturgill Simpson was in it. He's a country artist that
Oh, he's
he retired from music and now he's retired from music and he's doing acting now. And he was gosh, what was his name?
it
He was
was
he was the old
Drew.
friend.
Drew,
Yeah,
yeah.
Drew
He wasn't
that we
bad.
met up in the city. No, he wasn't. He was not like because I'd never seen anything he was actually acting in, and I thought like his whole acting thing was just gonna be another like, oh, I'm an artist that wants to act
Hmm.
type deal, and I thought it was not distracting at all.
Well, I didn't know, so it definitely wasn't distracting for me. Um,
I saw him and I was like, Sturgill Simpson, and
he's in
then I looked it up and it was, but I mean he did well.
he's in Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah, he is.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's coming out soon, which I'm
I
excited
wish they would have played a song of his. That's the only thing. When he was in the car, when they were in like the futuristic car thing, going to the beach house or whatever, they
for.
started
Hmm.
playing a song, and I wish it would have been one of his songs. But
Yeah,
uh,
I
yeah,
really just it was really so good.
yeah, I agree.
So, but yeah, I mean, oh, this is funny. I stumbled across a video on on something. I don't know what it was, but it's like, like it was like Christian bait. Like people that find the devil under every rock type. Yeah, annoying Christian creators.
Hmm.
Not very popular. I just saw the video. He goes, he's reacting to the trailer or something like that. Just in general, reacting to the movie. He's like, "Oh, this is so bad. It's sinful." He's like, "Here's the connection." I literally lost brain cells. He goes, "The main character of this movie is Joshua, and he's fighting against AI. One, he isn't fighting against AI. You can tell that in the trailer. Also, two,
Hmm.
he goes to the Bible because this is a passage in I don't remember, probably Joshua, where Joshua destroys the city of AI. But it's called I. It's a city. It's a place. And he's like, "This is the connection. God's trying to tell us something." I was like, "You're a cornball, dude. That's not." I'm like, "It's pronounced
Jeez.
I, not AI. It's not a metaphor. It's not a he called it like a prophecy, and I was like, that's not what it
Yeah,
is.
it's a prophecy.
Uh,
God was talking about the future of AI technology in the Bible.
I mean, not in that instance. But yeah, anyway, so that was just funny, but literally such a great movie.
Agreed.
I'm definitely beginning to rate movies. Like, I'm still pretty critical, but I definitely am letting personal enjoyment factor in a lot more than they used to. Um,
That, yeah.
I don't want to overcorrect, but I was very strict for a while. Like, the fact that I didn't have Stand By Me is perfect. Like, I was like, that's kind of an issue, you know? That's my favorite movie ever. If I don't think it's perfect, then,
Yeah.
you know.
That's valid. Yeah.
So, personal enjoyment really is a factor. I don't understand the hate. Like, I just gonna be
Neither
honest.
do I. I don't get it. I don't think I'll ever get it. Maybe it'll age well, but it.
It's probably at my right now. It's sitting at 6 on the year. Could go to 5. I'm trying to decide if it's
I'd have
better
to.
than.
I'd have to look at mine, but
Well,
just haven't added it there yet. But
you haven't seen Past Lives. I think Past Lives is better, barely, but better. I'm trying to decide if it's better than Asteroid City. That's where I'm at.
I'm big. I'm a big sci-fi nerd, so
You are the biggest, and I am a
um,
big like.
I'll probably think it's better than Past Lives, but I definitely would put it above Asteroid City. So
Yeah, because your favorite genre is sci-fi. Mine is slice of life, and I still love sci-fi a lot. And you still like slice of life a lot, but it's just the preference is barely different between both of us.
yeah,
I mean, you look at your favorite movie of all time is
yeah,
a
it's
sci-fi, and
Interstellar.
mine's a coming of age slice of life. It just makes sense.
Yep.
But anyway,
Well, it's a good little side episode.
good little side
Um,
episode.
yeah. If you're watching this, go watch the creator or
Wes,
comment down below and agree with us.
please.
Just feed our ego, validate us. Um, no, but you should enjoy it. If you don't enjoy this movie, you're a weirdo.
Yeah, Brayden, you're a weirdo.
That's my genuine opinion. It was very, very entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. So once again,
Mm-hmm.
life's tough. Get a helmet.